I've become quite good at gathering my own resources over the years to accomplish things. I'm forced on my own to be more focused, resilient, and patient. And I'm a thinker. I'm always stuck in my head. Every idea that I need is there, and it's given much consideration without any kind of outside influence or distractions. And people have always been obstacles for me when it comes to that kind of stuff. When you're in a challenging situation that you're forced to fight for, there's really no greater strength than you know what you get at doing that on your own. Over time, as a result, you really adapt to things a lot easier. When you're being forced to fight and overcome battles on your own. It's a do or die thing. There's really not a lot of good advice out there that you're going to get from anybody else. For me, personally, I've always had to save myself. I've always had to pull myself out of my lowest points, because when I'm in my lowest points, I cut everyone out. So I'm forced to do this on my own, and this whole pattern of doing this over the years has just, now I'm at the point where I really don't feel like I need these groups of people. I don't need social pressures. I don't, I don't need affirmation. I don't need approval. Um, Really, you need to learn to approve of yourself and be proud of yourself and believe in yourself. Or you need to learn to do that. Our do or die choices, they're made on our own. Our actions are done our own, and we succeed and we conquer, or we fail. And when we fail, we learn from that and we take a different approach. And especially now, that I'm a father, my time's valuable. It's very valuable. I don't get much time. I'm always working. Always taking care of my kids. I know next Saturday, my youngest has started wrestling. He's starting wrestling, and my time's valuable. So I would personally rather take the little bit of time that I have and pursue something creative and inspiring, is something that's going to recharge me, as opposed to going out with friends and going to an event or some kind of social gathering. Because for me, I actually, I don't feel alone. I don't feel alone now. I do feel alone in the presence of others. And the reason I feel alone in the presence of others is because, you know, I I become disengaged from the gathering, and then I just sort of get reminded of how disconnected I am. I start making comparisons with their life. It sort of makes me feel insecure, unsuccessful, behind in life, depending on who I'm with. And making them comparisons, it just really, it, I would really rather just not have to put myself through that. I can kind of pull myself out of things on my own. And I also realize that you really don't know what someone else is going through. It could appear that everything's fine. Um, it seems a little more obvious to people that I'm kind of a broody, dark, quiet person. So I think it would be a little more obvious to someone that I'm just not a happy person, or I'm not a social person. And I could count on one hand the amount of friends I have. In fact, I could blow a couple fingers off on that one hand with a firecracker and still be able to count how many friends I've kept over the years, because of just the way that I am, the people that I've chosen to link with. You know, they weren't the best choices. I didn't make the best of friends. They weren't really friends that were going to ever aid in, you know, any kind of success on my end. They really didn't encourage me to do anything better. And we kind of just all sort of sat around destroying ourselves. And over the years, you know, I would lose so many friends and get caught in these webs. And, you know, eventually my only choice was to just cut these people out and then just from a distance, just kind of be a witness to their demise because, you know, I you know, in turn, I really couldn't help them. I just couldn't be involved in them. I mean, I didn't mean to turn a blind eye, but you know, I've always been like a people pleaser, you know, and I would get stuck in these clean sober phases where I was doing good, doing better, and then I was back to the partying because somebody wanted to talk, and you know, it just, you know, it's hard to say no, you know, when your friend is upset, somebody's upset about something, they want to have a few drinks, they want to smoke something, they want to pop a pill. You know, I kind of always strive to be a leader, but I never was. I always just ended up either, you know, succumbing to what someone else was going through at the time if I was with them. And really just kind of became a spectator. And I carried a lot of guilt over the years. I still do about, you know, my friends that just kind of withered away, passed away, way too young. But, you know, I just didn't have it in me. I didn't have the energy, you know, to pull them and myself out of something without just dragging me down with them. It takes a lot of energy when you're doing things on your own. And the minute that someone else steps in that needs your help, it's like, I'm going to put that person first. I always put other people first. I've always put other people first. And that's when, you know, I'll get into a relationship and I'll slowly, throughout that relationship, start adapting to things that they like and doing things they like and things. And I start losing my identity over time. I know just within the last year, when my kid's mom left, I started putting, you know, my own signed horror memorabilia up, posters, Halloween decorations and stuff, because when I bought this condo, when I bought this place, all of me, you know, all of my belongings and stuff were just kind of tucked away into storage bins and put in storage. And it's like, okay, well, now you have kids and there's toys everywhere, and you know, that's not so it's like, okay, you become a father, but at the same time you still have an identity, and to just constantly keep losing that over the years, and you know, giving your all and putting yourself through all that, getting in relationships to where, you know, you're just constantly compromising, you know, that's not always the fault of the other person, that's just the fault with me, you know. So I know it's going to continue to be a habit that I'm going to keep putting people first, and you know, and that's why I'm still doing things on my own. I'm still struggling on my own. I don't want to, you know, I would rather be alone than, you know, like let's say I got in a relationship right now, and the way that relationship's going to thrive is that they're going to accept the person that I am now. Well, that's fine, but I don't accept the person that I am now, and the fact that they accept me for who I am right now it's going to deter me from bettering myself, because I'm going to become complacent with who I am, and I'm not going to want to push any further than that now that I can be comfortable because I'm with someone that accepts me for who I am. Now, obviously you should accept people for who they are. I'm more or less speaking in my terms. This is just how I am. I know that if I avoid that, if I stay alone, I know the version of myself that I want to be. I know my identity that I'm slowly trying to gain back. And that's why I continue to be a loner. I continue to fight on my own every day. And I continue to get better. I have downsides, I had relapses. Um, I was doing really good for a while, putting my weight back on after my alcoholism. I put almost 15 pounds on, but then I ended up getting food poisoning, lost 11 pounds, and then the summertime rolled around, and it's sweltering hot where I work. At one of my jobs, it's sweltering hot. So I don't have an appetite. And I just lost focus because I was doing so good with that diet. I was forcing myself to eat and forcing myself to work out every day. I had so many excuses that it was like 25, 30 minutes a day I would do like powerlifting. I would do like the very, very heavy sets of like 5 reps each, 3 times. And I was watching the clock. I'm like, wow, I did this intense workout. I feel really fucking good. And it's only been like 25 minutes. So that I did this for about 3 months, and now I'm at this setback where I've lost all this weight. I don't have the energy that I have. And so I'm trying to work my way back up to that. I'm probably getting off topic here. But yeah, I'm doing this on my own. I don't, it's okay to be alone. You don't have to live this life that is portrayed otherwise. You don't need, it's okay to raise kids by yourself. Kids don't need, 2 parents. You don't need these large families. It all comes down to you just being happy and enjoying your life. Because some of the things that seem okay, some of the comparisons you're going to make, that's really hard to struggle to keep 2 brand new cars in the driveway of a $500,000, $700,000 house, having this crazy mortgage, having almost no money saved. You're building a life, but you're not enjoying living it. You're surviving on keeping up with what you have. So I mean, really, that's it's really important that you don't compare yourself to other people, which I do. I do it less and less when I'm not around people, and that's why I am who I am. But I'm going to feel I'm just going to feel all around better if I keep progressing on my own and fighting on my own. And I don't think I'm going to fail. I think it's going to take time. And there's a lot of lifestyle changes that I need to make. I definitely need to get healthier because I'm just terrified of my kids not having me. That's just a big fear. And there's a lot of choices that I need to make. There's a lot of ideas that I have. And I want to be here taking my own time and focus on those things rather than be out pissing money away at a bar or going to movies with friends watching something that I don't want to see. And really, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with the single life. I'm fine with being on my own. I'm fine with, continuing to just push on and push forward and just keep going. When I become that best version of myself, things could change. I could very well start, integrating myself back into society. But until then, it's best to just do this on your own. Especially when you're strapped for time and you don't have a lot of time and you're stuck in your head, then you need to just keep thinking. You need to keep recharging and not go through the exhaustion of the social life, because it's exhausting. Be yourself. Get to that part where you're content and you're happy with who you are, and then go from there. But it's okay. Until then, it's okay to just do it on your own and be alone. Yep. And that's all I have.